Hey guys, this is the second time trying to get this recorded. First time my dog jumped the fence, I had to go run and get him. He does that from time to time. Alright, so we're gonna just jump right back in. I'm around 7 years old. I've been going through these rituals for a while. And I'm still remembering. I'm still remembering more than I need to, more signs of trauma. It's bringing attention to my folks. Even with the, going to different doctor's visits and the programs, that I described, and having the guy come over to the house, I'm still remembering more than they want me to. And eventually they get the idea to do a very specific type of ritual. And this one involved a neighbor boy, a kid I used to play with. He lived across the street. He was my best friend. I can remember when we were playing, my mom said something to his mom along the lines of, "Yeah, they're a lot alike. They're like twins." We didn't look anything alike. I can remember my folks getting upset because I remember would be hard to handle. Anything they would say. They'd say that things weren't taking. Anyway, so my mom says something about they're like twins. And so we'll just call this a twin ritual. Well, one night, my friend stays the night at our house, at my house. And I remember in the evening we played NES, we played that game on the Nintendo. It's like dirt bikes, you jump, you do the jumps with the dirt bikes. It was a fun game. I had a bunk bed, and that night he slept on the top bunk and I slept on the bottom bunk. We go to bed, right? It's getting late. I end up waking up in the middle of it. And when I wake up, we're like in the woods. And I see him. And he looks scared. And I don't remember much after that. I black out, and the next thing I remember, waking up in the middle of the night, late, and he's crying. He's on the top bunk and he's crying. My mom comes in and she gets Dad. She says, "We gotta take him home. There's been an accident." So they take him home. I remember feeling bad about that. Not really knowing, what made him so sad. We ended up moving not too long after that. And we moved to a town in another state, Baker City, Oregon. I like Baker. Small little town on the eastern side of Oregon, close to Idaho. Real picturesque. We lived on a road that was on like the bottom of a hill. On the top of the hill were nicer houses. Really weren't supposed to go up there. But I liked climbing the hill. And I remember I could climb up to the top of the hill and you could look and see the town like a postcard. It was beautiful. There was a neighbor boy across the street that I played with, and there was this neighbor girls down the road, and I played with them. I enjoyed it very much. We lived there maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years, not very long. If there was much rituals that I went through in Baker, I don't really remember. So whatever they were doing there must have been working. I'll say one thing that I do remember. I would catch my dad coming into my room and putting cassette tapes in the cassette player in the middle of the night while I was sleeping. A lot of times I'd wake up. I'm a light sleeper. So he had a hard time doing that. He got the tapes from my uncle. They came in like a little book, like a blue book looking thing, but full of cassette tapes. They made weird noises. It scared me. So I didn't like them. Anyway, one time while we're living in Baker, we gonna go to Boise, Idaho to visit my uncle and my aunt. I guess there was some kind of like Christmas light farm place or something we were gonna go to. So we go and stay the night in a hotel out there in Idaho. We go there, and I remember we had dinner at a Japanese steakhouse place where they do the hibachi, in front of you. And it's my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, who's like me. They had 3 siblings. 2 of them were younger, closer to my age, but the one that was a little bit older than me, she was there. The other ones weren't there. And then another man that was there. I'm pretty sure he's my aunt's brother. So he's not really like an uncle, but an in-law, I guess, in a way. Anyway, that night when we got there, after dinner, we go to a farm place that does Christmas light show off of Schism Rd. I remember the name. Odd name. My dad even saying that. It's a weird name for a road. Schism Rd. And we get there and it's like your typical, fall festival farm kind of type place, But they got Christmas lights up. And me and my cousin are playing, and there's like a big slide with these lights, Christmas lights around the slide, so that I guess when you slide down, you see the lights. And I remember climbing up it, getting in the slide and sliding, but I don't remember landing. The next day, we go to the aquarium. There's an aquarium in Boise. And it was, it was cool. Typical aquarium. See all the fish. I enjoyed that. After the aquarium, we go to this, like, doctor office center place. I was told that we were there for my brother. See if he had autism, like an autism place. And so we get there. I hear there's going to be pizza. And when we get there, there's like this room that we go in, and we're all there, the whole family and some of the people there from the facility. And the way I could describe the room, it's like a long rectangular room. There's like a climbing set. There's like monkey bars on one side, kind of like, kind of like climbing play toys. There's other mats and things that you could play on, and on the wall, and what kind of stuck out to me is there's like a octopus on the wall, and a star, with one of the tentacles of the octopus is like kind of covered. Anyway, we're there, and eventually my folks go, okay, well, we're gonna go for the testing now, and they leave. Mom, Dad, my brother, and the people from the facility. They leave, and they leave me in that room. But they're going there, I guess they left to go do testing for my brother. But they left me in there. And so I'm hanging out in this room, alone. And play on the monkey bars, climb the climbers for a little bit. And I didn't spend too much time on that, but I did, climb and play. But what I ended up doing and spending more of my time at is hanging out by the octopus, looking at the picture and the star. For some reason it just, I don't know, mesmerized me. I just thought it was cool. Anyway, after a little bit of time, a man comes in the room, and he talks to me for a little bit, and he takes me into another room at the end. And while we're in this room, he sits me down in a chair, and he turns the lights off, dims them, and puts some stuff on my head. He starts asking me questions about what I see when I close my eyes. I tell him I see colors, like blue and kind of orange colors. I remember asking him if it was normal to always hear like pop music and ringing in your ears all the time. He said, yeah, that was fine. Anyway, he asked me to describe more. I try as hard as I can, but I can't really see much more than what I've already told him. And then, nothing. The next thing I remember, I'm in the back seat of the car. An old 1980s Honda Accord that my folks drove, and it's me and my brother, and Mom and Dad. Dad's driving, Mom's in the passenger seat. We're riding back. And I can remember hearing my folks talking, and my dad said something along the lines of, well, he said that he's not very strong with it, and that it might come back in his 30s. My mom goes, he's gonna catch on to you. He's gonna figure you out, right? Dad says, no, he's not gonna figure me out. I finally say something. I say, figure what out? Mom goes, see? And I say, Does my brother have autism? Is he autistic? Dad's shocked. No. No, he's not autistic. Don't worry about it. We continue on our ride home. And I remember thinking I didn't get any pizza. You have a good day, guys.